Alright, let's go and see what's out in the bay. Haven't been out here for ages, so we'll go and have a look. Looks like there's lots of boats out there already though. Have a look and see what's along here first. I've got an 8 metre 125 Scorpion on, which is pretty well renowned as the best lure for doing this sort of stuff. I'm going to look for some finger mark to start with. If I see some stuff on the sounder, then I'll pull up, flick a plastic or two at them. It just depends how bad the sharks are going to be today. If we're going to keep feeding fish to sharks, then we're not going to be doing this for long, I can tell you. This is going to be a very casual day for me. I really couldn't care less if I catch a fish. You don't often see weather like this. It's just enjoyable being on the water. Very relaxing. And some people will have you believe that you cannot catch finger mark unless you're hitting the bottom, if you're right on the bottom, and that's not actually true at all. If you're trolling, like I'm in 28 feet here, and I've got a lure that dives down to, well, what's 3/8, 24. So it's above the bottom. I'm probably about 6 feet above the bottom. And this is one of my favourite trolling depths for big finger mark. So if anyone tells you that you've got to be right on the bottom, it's a load of garbage. I'm doing about 3 knots, so just a sort of like a very quick walking speed, or pretty quick walking speed. And I'm doing that because I want to cover water. I want to cover as much water as I can to see where these fish are or what's poking about, because I wouldn't have a clue what's out here at the moment. But I'm just watching in that side scan there. If there's some fish show up on there, I'll mark it, and I'll come back and I'll drop plastics on it. But I'm trolling this on my swim bait rod. I love using my swim bait rod for trolling. It gives me a lot more length to strike and set a hook. But because I've got so much line out, I'm actually got probably 40 metres of line, 45 metres of line out. It allows me to take the slack out of the line. Because when you're trolling, your line does that. It comes up to your lure, so you've got to take that slack out, try and set the hook. So that's why I like the swim bait rods. Big shock absorber too, so when they're up and down fighting, you're not pulling the hooks out of them. So the rod that I'm using is the Atomic Arrows, and it's the 15 to 25 pound, and it's 7'6" long. Birds working over there, so there's mackerel around. Dirty rotten mackerel. I don't want mackerel. Alright, we'll try one of these carcass jigs. This is the new one out from Halco. Really easy to work, and they're good when you're trying to get down deep fast. I've got a ship coming in on me here, so I've got to get out of his way in a second. I just want to see if these fish are going to bite. There's only a couple of them there. Oh, that was hit on the way down. I'm not going to argue with this big fella. Alright, so I'm getting whacked on the carcass jig, but they're not hooking up. So I don't know why, but I'm going to go to a plastic now and go to a soft plastic on a 1/2 ounce head. There's little somethings down there. Baby cod. Maybe a change of colour. Bugger all haven't had some bloody good hits, but I'm going to go something that stands out quite a bit more. As they say, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. So nothing's happening, so I'm going to change. Some good schools of bait along here. There's some good fishing out sitting out the sides here too, so one of them is definitely, I reckon, a finger mark. Actually three of them there now, I reckon, a finger mark. Oh, that was a bump. That was just, whoop, that was just going through that bait, school of bait. Pretty good reading and speed. This is how you pick up a lot of marks. Just keep an eye on your sounder as you're going. Just cruising. Feels very coddish or something. Cod. No good, eh?
No, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, the bugger. I've seen a couple over there on the sounder too. If you're into eating cod, this would be the perfect eating size. You're going to spike me, aren't you? You're going to do your best. Get that out of here. Behave, and I'll put you back. Sorry, Karina. Karina just texted me and I had to send her a photo just how shocking the conditions are. Beautiful out here. I don't care if I catch a fish. That's the one I want, but he's the wrong size. A little bit too small. He'd be doing just under legal, that one, I reckon. That blue colour's working today. Bluey grey sort of. How's this for a pretty fish? This is a coral cod. The colour's in this thing. Unbelievable. A lot of smaller trout. A lot of smaller trout getting around, so not many big ones. I've had a couple of bigger bites. How pretty are they? That one feels a little bit, no. It's another cod. I'm going to say feels a little bit bigger, but she's just a gold spot. Ow. Big stripey. That'll be, if you were into eating stripies, that would be a legal size stripey. Oh, I've hooked a bad thing. Oh. I've hooked a bad thing. Bloody big GT. I want to spot lock myself out here. Big one for the gear I'm using, that's for sure. Get my landing net. There's no lifting that one. Come to me. Come on. I don't want you any more than you. Oh. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Once they start getting up into that size on the light gear, they pull pretty hard. Don't need that anymore. You gotta watch the tail scoots on these things. They're like little razor blades. 2 GTs, about 30 kilo. Just swam through there. I don't even know why I cast at them. Everywhere I've gone so far, this other boat's gone. I just missed one there off that log. Like it was a barrow, it was a proper barrow thump. So at least there's one active one there. So these logs that I can see that are just under the surface here, I can twitch a hard body around them because I can manoeuvre the lure around the snags. But there's a couple here that I'm going to have to throw weedless at as well. There's one up there I'm going to throw a hard body at. And all I'm doing, because this is a suspending lure, I'm just sort of sweeping it down and then twitching it and letting it hover next to the snags and giving whatever lives under that snag enough time to have a look at it and think, well, I've got time to have a go at that. So I'll sink one down there. I'm just twitching past and see if there's anyone interested. It's quite deep to see. This time of year too, it's worth keeping your eyes open while you're doing this because you'll quite often see fish just cruising. Just missed a barrow there. Just dropped him down in there. And he flew up from right on the edge of the bank, flew out away from the bank and smashed it. Not a huge fish, about legal size, but it was awesome to see him that close. Not much happening at the moment. I didn't think it'd be this quiet. Just a couple of tarpon moving, but that doesn't mean nothing. Nice fish too. Never thought about landing him. He's taken that little atomic suspended lure. Don't swim in behind me, you're going to, aren't you? So I don't care if he gets off. I'm not here to get a feed. Pretty good 70, 75 centimetre fish. He's got that rear treble just pinned in his nose, right in the point of his now. He's hooked up to the branch and he's gone. That's all right. There's a scale up there. It's one of his cheek scales. Yeah, he's half straight into treble. He's hooked it in that branch there, and he used that as leverage to straighten the hook. Now, I haven't been here since the floods, so I don't know if some of the logs that I used to catch fish off are still in there or not. We'll find out. Alright, a couple of big laying down logs here, so I'll just twitch this little atomic around it. See if there's anything feeding. As I say, very, very quiet at the moment. How's that for tiny jacks? Come on, settle down. These are the ones that put a hook in you. Got all 3 trebles in that little gob. Get the faithful old Leatherman out. Try and get that out without hurting him at all. Beautiful. It's a long cast, but I just dropped a really solid bite on that big log down there. Right about there it was. There's just a big bow wave just this side of where I just cast in, and something swam over the left hand side. I don't know what it was, whether it be a croc or what, but it moved a lot of water. If it was a barra, it was a big one. But you can see that patch of muddy water stirred up in the middle out there. And there's some beautiful looking structure here. So I don't know what the go is. Right, so I missed a solid thump then. Just as I came over the back end of that snag there, so if there's a few there, it might trigger a bite. It's a very weighty one though. Oh, what's that? A barra, I think. What the hell is that? What the hell is it? It's a tarpon. Foul tarpon. There you go. That's not what hit me. Yeah. Maybe a TB8. Maybe that's a barra. Maybe a TB80 might be a go. Just as I sped it up, that doesn't feel like a barra again. It is. A little bit bigger. About legal size. Ow. Go on, go. 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 It's hard to tell where that snag is, whether the fish are following it out a long way or if there's another snag closer towards us. Sort of hard to tell. Oh. Alright, I'm going to try TB80. There's a tarpon down there, we don't want him. So I'll cast just past the snag, wind it down until I think it's about close, then stop it. Let it suspend. Just slowly twitch it over the structure. It's a real little one, that one. So was that little fella? That was just so classic. As I was turning the bloody camera on, that little fella ate it. That log there, I was suspending it right next to the log, and he flew out from underneath it, and you just see him roll on his side as he sucked it in. Let's get the pliers to get that one out. Right, where have we got you? It's going to be a little bit. Go back in. There you go. Good boy. Right, let's see if we can replicate that one. Ah, bloody hell. Every time I turn the camera off, something happens. This one did exactly the same thing. This little rod I'm using too, I forgot to mention that. This is one of those little Major Craft Days. They're a two-piece rod. I'll show you in a sec. They're a two-piece rod and they're 8 to 14 pounds, so they're right in that sweet spot. But being two-piece, they're pretty bloody handy for pretty handy for anyone who's travelling or wants to keep one in their car. That's one. Oh, the other one's right in there. I can hear a snake in the grass here behind me somewhere. You just hear him slithering through the grass. Oop, there he goes. Bloody hell's that snake. He bust me off. Oh, just hooked a big bastard out in the middle there. I must have just hooked him on the outside of the mouth or something, because he was just about there. He was. Jumped all over the bloody place. I'm thinking, yep, got him pinned. I was even thinking about where I was going to land him. Got all confident and stuff. A few sprinkles of rain. Getting a bit muggy. Mozzie's got a little bit ordinary, so I had to light a little fire just here. Just for a tiny bit of smoke, that's all. Any time to bail. Morning. It's 20th today. It's raining, so that's less than ideal, but I'm going anyway. Buffhead's working weekends again, so hat off to you, mate. I'm going to go and try, see if there's any decent sized barra. I'm determined today to throw some lures that I haven't thrown for a long time, just to prove to myself, you know, like, sometimes we get tunnel visioned in doing one thing, and I know there's a few people probably watching the channel and think, you know, all these blokes doing skip casts, so, you know, and that's our favourite way of catching fish. But we're going to try a few different things today, depending on what the situation is that comes up. Oh, well, that's a good start. The sounder won't turn on. It just keeps on flipping up. I don't know what's going on there. Won't even turn off when I hold the button in, so I might just see if I can pull the plug out the back, reconnect it, and see if she starts then. Don't know what's going on with her. Right, let's see what's poking around. I've got a Laser Pro 120 on here. Haven't used one of these things for ages, but they used to be one of our go-to lures. So, and I've got, where I am here, I've got the sounder working. It's 9 foot deep, so this is going to get down to the perfect depth. See what's poking around. You do work these in the old traditional tap retrieve, sort of what's classified as a barrow retrieve. So cast it out, wind it down. Once you're down to the depth that you want it at, stop it, give it twitches, wind the slack out, and just keep doing that. We're just going to sort of mooch along and see what's moving. Some big mullet jumping and stuff like that, but oh, there's some good fish on the sounder. Hit spot lock there. They're out that direction there. So I'll crank him down, rod tip down, twitch, give him a chance to catch it. It's bloody sprinkling rain, so be interesting to see what. It's not quite deep enough here for the big reel bait. So I'm going to take that off and I'll put on a hammer. There's a good fish on the sounder there at the side too. I'm going to put on a Halco hammer 105, and I will back the drag off on this outfit because this is a big fish outfit. I want to see if there's any big ones here this morning. So the advantage of the swim bait rod is that I can get bigger distance, and with bigger lures, obviously distance is just some fish on the sounder there. Bigger distance sometimes can be an advantage. So I'm throwing this hammer. Geez, there's a couple of big fish on there, because this is getting down to about the right depth. It's about 7 or 8 feet deep out there, and this will get down to about that 1.5 meters, and I want it to be above their eye level. So just going to sort of twitch it in, just the same twitch and retrieve as normal. These again are a slow floater. They don't float real quick. We've got a few left at the shop, but they sell out pretty quick, these things, and you can't get them anymore. They're discontinued. So got my old Uncle Bob's. He's got the DC, the digital controlled Shimano. He left that to me, so I like using something that's got a bit of sentiment to it as well. Just got a hit over in there then. Yeah, it was a hit. See the boil coming up right next to me. So I've missed 2 bites on the hard bodies out in the open here, and they've been strange bites. They've been barras, but I'm just going to try up and closer to the snags and just see if there's any that are feeding on the stuff that's coming out as the tide's starting to drop. Just going to see if there's any up in here close to the structure. Just got a nice thump up in there then, just there. Don't know if it was a barra or a jack, but it was just like that solid whack. Nick and Peggy are onto a fish up there. Not a bad looking fish. I'm just going to troll one up here. That's a tarpon, isn't it? Good fish on the sounder there. They're barras. Yep, they're barras. Get out from under there. Oh! Get this net ready. Nice size fish, huh? Right, so we're on spot lock. He's probably 70. Look at that for a clean fish. We are on spot lock. No, we're not. That's on that hammer. Dead set, if you get a chance, while they're available. They're not being made anymore, but if you get a chance, you can get some of these hammers because they bloody work. Have to go and get my aerogard. That bloody thing kicked my aerogard over the side. Something over in the mangroves here working this way too, so I think they just dropped one. Mick and Peggy were just trolling up the middle there and just dropped one. Alright, Nick's on. Good one? Yeah, let's see if there's anything in the snags. We've got one for a feed now, so we're going to have a look in the snags and see if we can find a jack. Sounder says there's... Oh, yeah! Oh, Sounder was right. Sounder said that, no, it's a GT, but there's 3 or 4 solid fish there with that. Oh. Oh, there's a boil. Cast back past them. They look like barra on the sounder. Jacks just have not seen a jack today. I was talking to Mick and Peggy and they were saying that they've seen 2 jacks yesterday, so I don't know where they've gone. They don't want to play the game though. A bit of stuff. Oh, that's a jack. A bit of stuff happening on the other side, so I might even go and have a, that's a good sized jack actually. As I turned it off, this little rat came out. Little rat came and had a go. Just want to have a quick look on this other side here. When I'm doing snags like this, I always try the outside first in case they're sitting on the outside, and then I'll go over the back like that, just simply because, like, if a big jack hits it on this side, I've got much more of a chance of getting him out than if he hits it on the other side. Tell me why there shouldn't be a fish on that. That should have fish on it. That's really strange. That's, oh, sat. I don't know what that was. It wasn't what we're after anyway. Oh, that's more like it. What's that, a cod? Yeah. Bloody hell, nice sized cod. Black spot. Come on. Stop it. They are pretty fish. I know we see heaps of them, you get a bit spoilt and all the rest of it, but they are pretty fish when you look at them. And decided I was just going to throw one of these zip baits, and I just stalled it. I just flicked it into that snag just back there, wound it down and stalled it, and I was just going for the remote and it just slammed down. It felt like a big jack, so maybe the small lure approach is going to work. But it was a proper good slam and hit, like pulled drag. And I got the drag set red hot on this. I might have to back it off actually, because these have only got small, tiny hooks on them. So. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we're onto something. Just missed a something there. Don't know what it was, but again, decent size. And just found out what it was that hit me back there, because another one the same just came up. They're bloody wolfies, wolf herring. Right up here in the creek. Oh, another one. Yep, they're wolfies. Right, so this one's got barra written all over it, so I'll go to a reel bait and I'll sink it down on the outside, out there, see what happens. Then I'll swim it, as I get the right angle, I'll swim it in between all the branches and see what's in there. Don't know if you felt the hook, but I missed a jack just there then. Oh, and again. I can't turn the electric on now because I'll spooky. No, he's got me hook out. Damn. Those little short range accurate casts, I'm just using the rod tip like that. So I'm just loading it up instead of the traditional overhead where you're sort of loading it up over the top of the cast, but you're using the weight of the lure to build up power in the rod, and then the power in the rod throws it for you like that. So you can see how little my hand moves. It's all in the rod. So if you don't have room to go overhead or it's a short range cast, all you do is just roll your wrist that way. And if it's overhead, you can go straight over the top, like a traditional sort of a cast, you know, like, but it's handy knowing them all, because like that short range casting stuff, you've got to land that lure gently, you know, like whether it be a hard body or soft plastic, you've got to land that lure as gently as possible like that in the snag sometimes, especially when the water's clear. So being able to do that. Now the skip cast, so basically all you do with a skip cast is you're rolling the rod tip around, but you're letting it go lower, like that. So that's with a bait caster, you're letting the lure go as the rod gets close to the tip, close to the water. So I've got 3 main rods rigged up here. I've got this one here, my weedless rig, which is what I use for the real tight structure stuff. And then I've got my little infinite. It's rigged up with a jig head on it, just in case I look at the sound and there's fish down deep. And then I've got my hard body rigged up as well, so my TB80, so it covers all my options. You can land down ones like this, cold, anything, cod, barras, jacks. Ooh, just don't know what's going to be in these sorts of snags. That's a cod, what's that say? Yeah, big fat cod. Ooh. Oh, what the hell's that with him? God. There's something bigger than him with him. Oh well, man. He's got a big mud crab or something in his guts. Yeah, it is. Big mud crab, I can feel it. Pliers to get that one here. It's hooked in the roof of his mouth. There it is. There you go. Look at the size of that boil. I don't know what it was, didn't get to see the fish, but it was a good one. Got him. Pays for itself again. Very good. Fella's sliding in over there. Woohoo! Just dropped 2 big fish. Like two proper good ones. They're sitting just out off this bit of a mud ledge here. You can see there's a drain comes out of there, and they must come out of that drain and just sat straight in front of it, because they were both crackers.